put my lipstick on. Go ahead, get your drinks and stuff. I was supposed to have all this on, and then, oh, y'all like this color? But then, just as I was supposed to go live, the screen closed. So I had to unlock the screen and everything. I don't know what's going on, y'all. I don't even think I have my camera turned the right way. Y'all see my artwork? Mm. I guess I look good. I was trying to go for neutral, but when I went live, I jumped in. Look what I did to the lipstick. Hey, y'all. Come on through. That's my theme song, y'all. I had everything in place. This is Beats by Sean Welch and Tyree Welch. Next week, I'm going to have their links to all the wonderful things they're doing. They wrote the theme song for my, I'm scared of this thing. Anytime I start moving it, it gets angry and it does stuff. So, see? Did I tell you? I told you. Hey, let's play that again. How y'all like this? Take your time, get in here. Because y'all know I clearly see I don't have an idea what I'm doing, honey. Finally, I got the camera going the right way. Yeah, Tyree Welch and Sean Welch. Sean has Fly Gear. It's a clothing company. And Sean, who's the beat maker too. I wish you could hear it. I was surprised that there wasn't more bass in it. Yeah, I like it, right? They didn't give the beats to me for this, but I'm going to advertise with them every time I come on, and I'm going to use the beats for that. This beats was made for another show I did. We'll talk about that later. Yeah. Yeah, yo. Hey. Thanks for tuning in. Or not. I think I work really good when I think it's just me by myself. Though I know I'm speaking in the camera. I'm not that old that I don't know I'm speaking into a camera. I'm very well aware of that. But when I see by the heads, the thumbs up is 0, it's just me like, just go ahead. Hey, just go through the formalities. Now, from watching the YouTubers on here, I basically know that you could put on the music and then I'm supposed to come in. But I got my training to go live from Big O. Big O. Big O wants you, if you're a host, Big O wants you queued up at 1:45. So say if you start at 10, they want you queued up, and when at 10 o'clock when that camera hit, they want you there. Bam, they want you right there. But YouTube, I've noticed before I went to Big O, YouTubers, the ones that I follow, um, I don't know, Blaine's always there. He was the first one. And Maddie was always there. But the other ones I've noticed over the years, um, they don't they put on music as a way of introduction. And then they come on. And now they have the avatars and stuff. But to get the avatars, like you gotta have like 1,000 people watching. And this is, if you're madly in love with a transgender woman, so I don't see me getting that kind of traction. So I'm just so glad that y'all are here. And no, I already said you're not here. So I'm glad I'm using this YouTube live um to release a story that I've never been able to share. After my last live and sharing my experience with Martin, I can tell you, it was wonderful. Let me tell you something about as you get older. The more living you have behind you, the more you have to look back. And at times, I guess, unfulfilled, unrequired, or as you get older, you say, boy, what do I really like? What do I really want? And then you got a lot of history to go back and do research. Oh, okay, I really like that. So I've been thinking about Martin for clearly for the last 10 years. And my Martin thing happened when I was 23. I'm 64 now. And I just love Martin. I just love him. So anyway, let me pick up where I left off. Okay, no, anyway. Martin was my transgender woman, good best friend. And of course, I don't mean any disrespect for him. At times when I say Martin, remember, I'm going back. You got to go back to me to 1982. Okay, AIDS was out. Wasn't nobody liking the LGBTQ. Remember when AIDS came out? First they blamed it on the Haitians. Everybody forget that part. They blamed it on the Haitians first. Poor Haitians. And then they blamed it on the LGBT community. I remember I was in New York then. I was so scared for Martin because Mayor Koch started closing down the bathhouses. I didn't even know. Martin used to tell me about bathhouses, but I never put it together. I was like, okay, Martin, yeah. But we did so many fun things together. I mean, that was his experience. I knew I'm not a gay man, so I knew I would never experience it. So, I went along with him. But when I heard Mayor Koch said he was closing down the bathhouses, I was like, not to say that Martin is a liar. And she wasn't. She wasn't a liar. She was an exaggerator. And it was a self-defense mechanism. So, when Mayor Koch said he was closing the bathhouses, I was like, oh, those bathhouses like Martin was telling me about. Wow. And then when they started raiding those underground places that gays frequent for different sets, masochistic stuff like that. And again, Martin had told me about that. But like I said, Martin tends to exaggerate. I love his exaggeration. So everything that he came out of his mouth, I loved. I didn't necessarily believe, but I loved. I loved hearing it. I loved taking the trip. I loved the visualization. I loved all that stuff. I didn't know it was true or not. So when he closed it down, I was like, holy shit, that's what Martin said. Martin was telling me about those places. Oh my God. And then I started panicking. Because if the mayor's closing them down, then if Martin is still trying to go to them, so it wasn't a good time for to be openly transgender, openly gay, or anything like that. That wasn't the time. And me and Martin's friendship suffered because of it. It's like people went out their way. You know, he didn't have any AIDS. He didn't. Anyway, okay, I'm jumping over a lot, maybe like 2 or 3 years. So let me just go back to me and Martin. So I'm a young girl. I had my daughter. Girl, I think I was still married then when I first met Martin. Yeah. So when I first met him, I was like 21, something like that. And he was so much fun. But of course, my husband couldn't stand him. He used to use Martin as a way of getting at me. You know, like there's something wrong with me because Martin is my friend. You know, uh, he thought, you know, being from West Africa, he thought like Martin was like a joke. The minute Martin would come in, he would start laughing. Hey, he would start laughing, and I would be like, what are you laughing at? Oh, he's so funny. And I was like, okay, he's funny, but you're not laughing at him, ha ha, funny. You're laughing at him. So I didn't like that too much. Oh, he's going to be around our baby. And I was like, everybody gay don't have AIDS. So anyway, after um after we left, after I broke up, not left, after my husband, yeah, he left. And I went through my depression, which Lottie helped me through. That was something different. Um, Me and Martin reconnected. I was sitting outside one lonely old day, and I see him come down the street. And he comes over, hey girl, how you doing? I ain't seen you in a long time. And um, I don't mean to be um, to the LGBT. I don't mean to be disrespectful towards them. Um, but how I go back and forth with Martin and the pronouns is something that he wanted. Like when we were together, I'd be like, girl, like when we did our makeup and and stuff like that. It was so cool. We was together. And then when we had like my family or friends or anything like that, he was Martin. I had to say he. I had to say he. I couldn't say, ooh, girl. I couldn't do a high five. Hey, Clyde. Thanks for coming through. I couldn't say um, anything uh, about Martin because much love, Clyde. Thanks for your support. Because uh, uh, they would attack him or me, and I never. So he would say, he would be Martin. He didn't live long enough that I'm aware of for us to give me a female name. I mean, I think by the time we finish talking, I'll have to come up with a name, a woman's name for Martin, as we do the whole transition. But he sometimes he wanted to be Martin. When me and him was doing our nails, because I was 21, so I didn't know about makeup. I just come from Knoxville, okay, Charleston, South Carolina, with my grandmother. College, Knoxville, Tennessee, and then back to New York, the place of my birth. And when I got back to New York, everybody, I was, the North South thing started coming out. I was from the South, so I was stupid, I was dumb, I was slow, I didn't know anything. I walked all hunched over, I had pigeon feet, I was slow, I talked slow. And I was like, okay, I was born here. I was just in the South for like 5 or 6 years, lighten your load. But they were brutal. But not Martin. Martin was everything. He didn't care. He taught me makeup. He did say he did say I walked with a hunch. He did say I walked bent over. So he used to do runway stuff. He used to call himself Runway. I remember the mornings that we'd be over and he would be in the kitchen. And it Martin was like house. It's where the different houses of um, gay, drag, uh, they would do these dance competitions. And they were from different house. I can't think of all the houses right now. But oh, thanks for your support. Hey, Deidre, thanks for your support. And he would do those little things for me. And okay, I was from the South. I wasn't used to all this stuff, as they say, glamour and fashion of New York. Thanks. Oh, um, so he would do that for me in the kitchen, and he would say, I'm going to help you learn how to walk, because he said I walked all hunched over. So of course I fell in love with Martin. More and more he was bringing out the woman in me. No one else was doing it. They were like, "Oh, you from the South? You pigeon-toed. You don't know how to do this. You don't know how to carry yourself." I didn't wear makeup. I don't wear too much makeup now. That's why I'm trying to find me another. That's what this whole thing is about. I want to find me a transgender woman to spend all the rest of my life with. That's hence the reason for this whole thing. I'm telling you about Martin because I'm telling you how he touched me at a very young age, how he brought out the woman in me. And as I get older, I want to find me an old Martin. And I want us to, just like Martin brought out the best in me and I brought out the best in him, I want to do that with someone older. I wouldn't mind dating a 70-year-old transgender woman. Not at all. Because she is kind of new. Now, I'll get into all that, but just let me tell you about Martin, and then it'll explain to you why I want this as a mate for the rest of my life. This wonderful person that loves women, and that's what I got from Martin. So, Martin, I remember laughing. We used to put the telephone books on our head. Now, for these millennials, you may not know what telephone books are, but they were big, thick books where everybody's name and address, they could find you anytime, anywhere, because everyone's name and address was in the telephone book. So these big, thick, and we lived in New York. So Brooklyn was like way thick. And Martin was showing me how to balance and walk the runway like a runway model. And I knew I was going to be a runway model. Okay. And he wasn't. I mean, he was tight. Let me tell you something. Martin, I say he was short. He was like 5'4". He had a face like a horse. Okay. The horse got great teeth. All right. But he had the body of an Adonis. I mean, he was shaped like an hourglass tight. When he showed me the house stuff, that's what I was talking about, the house, because Martin used to do that where you stoop down and you kick your feet and you jump up and you turn, and I would be in the kitchen and me and Dave, we would be clapping, laughing. I was like, you go, Martin, you go. Oh, I would look for Martin. I'm telling you, when I would think, when I didn't sense that Martin was coming down the block, and he would come and he would hang out with me. So anyway, so me and Martin, he taught me to hold my head up high and to walk with some kind of grace. And no one else did that. They just wondered, oh, you're so country. Oh, you're so that. Oh, you're so this. Oh, you're so hunch. Oh, you're so this. Oh, you... Martin never saw anything wrong with me. He said I was a little stupid, a little hunch, but he was like, girl, you got to get the runway walk. I was like, I'm like 21 and a half, 22. I'm like, runway walk. And he was like, yeah, you walk like you own it. I was like, wow, totally. It was such fun. And then, like with makeup, I don't wear makeup now, but it was Martin. We used to have makeup days, and he would come over and he was, Vicky, you do the eyebrows like this and you do like that. And we would sit down and we would have a little wine. And we would do makeup. And it was so much fun. And we would tell each other how gorgeous we were. So like, Martin, you are so pretty. He would be like, Vicky, you are so pretty. And, oh, just the best time ever. So for us, especially during those AIDS time, which I was scared for Martin because he was still out there. So he's my best good friend. He was my best good friend. He didn't listen to me. He got caught up in that. He got caught up in the caught up. But he was my best good friend. And I think I may feel a little guilty now. No, okay, so let me stop. I feel guilty because with the AIDS epidemic and everybody having that gay thing, a lot of pressure was put on me to not be as close to Martin as I should have been. I had friends that would say to me, what's wrong with that freak? Why are you hanging out with that freak? And anyway, I don't want to jump too far ahead. So, getting back to YouTube. So, one day my daughter comes to me and she says, Mommy, there is a show on YouTube you are going to love. And I was like, show on YouTube that I don't love? What show on YouTube I'm going to love? She said, Mommy, there's this comedy show that comes on Monday night. It's called The Queen's Court. And Mommy, I die laughing. You are going to love it. So I was like, okay, all right. So Monday night comes on and we put on The Queen's Court. Excuse me. With T.S. Madison and Kaya. And when I saw T.S. T.S. Madison. I have to like hold back tears. When I saw T.S. Madison, I thought of Martin. I thought of my Martin that I have. You know, he died. I hadn't seen him in years. And I didn't think I thought about him at all. I, I mean, like, I didn't even tell you like the whole story with Martin, but I really didn't think that it was like Martin was gone. I mean, I was 20 something. That part of my life was gone. That fun, that love, that excitement was gone. And then I saw T.S. Madison, and it was love at first sight. Oh my God, who is this beauty? Oh my God, this could be Martin. This is what, this is how beautiful, this is how free, this is how great everything could have been. This could have been my Martin. And it's T.S. Madison, a transgender woman. And I was hooked. I was hooked. I, I was hooked. It was so wonderful. It really was. I I started having flashbacks to me and Martin. And like I said, I haven't even really told y'all all the story, but the things that me and Martin did. But again, I want to let y'all know this is what this talk is about because I want me a Martin to spend the rest of my life with. I do. I do. It could be sexual. It could be totally platonic. I just want to go shopping. I want to do makeup. I want somebody to help me with my makeup because I'm all off makeup. And even though I'm old, I still want makeup. And it doesn't matter how we look, we will be looking beautiful to one another, you know? And let me stop. That's how TS affected me. So I fell in love with the Queen Supreme Court. Her and Kaya, they were the perfect fit. As far as a comedy duo is concerned, they were perfect. Total opposites that made music and magic together. And I got to see TS. And then I found out TS used to come on YouTube and do, what did she say? Spill some tea? Madly in love. Madly in love. I would sit there and watch her spill her tea. And the whole time I'm looking at her, in my head I'm saying, this could be my Martin. All every time I watch TS put on her, as they said, lay her hair, I was like, that could be Martin. Every time she says, y'all need to step up your pussy, that was me and Martin. We was trying. We was trying. But it wasn't, you know, like one time me and Martin, we went on Fulton Avenue. And you go into a wig store. Now, there shouldn't be any problem trying on wigs. But they was like, we don't have no toupees. And we were like, no, we just want to try on wigs. Oh, he want to try on wigs? So it was like, as long, you know, I was like, long as we paying, and if we find something we want, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But nah, and mom was like, oh, come on, Vicky, let's go someplace else and stuff like that. So, we couldn't try on clothes in stores, not in women's stores. We could. I could. I would try on one. He would say, try this on. Match this with this. Match this with this. try this. And I had no fashion sense. None. None. I still don't. You see these gray shirts? I bought 5 gray shirts, same color. So you say to yourself, oh my God, this woman has only one shirt. No, I have 5 of the same shirts. I walk in the morning. You say, oh, she wear those same pants. No, I have several of those pants, the same style, the same color. I have no fashion sense. I have none. And Martin gave me fashion sense. And as I'm getting older and I'm looking back and I'm thinking of what kind of gentleman, what if I want to live out my life, or if I would want to get into a relationship again at this time of my life, what kind of man would I want? Who do I want? What do I want? And then for over a year now, when I would ask myself this question, Martin's face would come into all the things that me and Martin would do would come through. All the stuff. Me and Martin. Me and Martin trying on shoes. Well, he couldn't try on shoes. We can go to Salvation Army. He could try on shoes. Well, he couldn't try on shoes in the shoe store because they used to say he would stretch them out. So I'm going back to the 80s when we weren't free to be like TS and all those other people now. And everybody, oh, I got a friend that's a transgender. Oh, isn't it wonderful? Back in the day, that was abuse. When you claimed a friend as a transgender woman as your friend, they got the heat. You got the heat too. So this is the whole reason for this. I'm putting it together why I want to dress. When I saw Bruce Jenner or Caitlyn now, when I understood the whole thing, I understood the whole reason why. And when he got to the other side, other than him being like a Republican, blah, 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 I fell in love. I saw my Martin again. When I saw Caitlyn's shoes, okay, I don't see T.S. Madison's feet a lot, but when I saw Caitlyn's shoes and the shoes Caitlyn was wearing, in my head I was like, my Martin would wear the hell out of those shoes. I could just see my Martin spinning and spinning in those shoes, having a good time doing his runway walk, kicking up his heels, having a good old time. You're so funny. But it wasn't like that back in the 80s. You didn't have, especially in the middle of the AIDS epidemic. You had a gay friend, your gay friend had AIDS, and you was his friend, so then you had AIDS. And I've seen a lot of stories about that time, and no one focuses on that. No one focuses on the straight people that defend. Anyway, I'm getting a little offline. So, okay, so we saw Tia, my daughter, so the Queen's Court. So I'm telling you funny. I saw them on national TV. I saw tours. I saw everything. Kaya and TS was, please y'all don't sue me because they started suing each other. Please don't sue me. I was just somebody looking at the show and I'm just giving my commentary on it. Please don't sue me. And it was so much fun. And then, I'm just saying, this is my observation. This is what I saw. This is my observation. Kai turned. Kai turned her TS, but I knew why she did. Because she fell in love. I did too, with Martin. I knew, because transgender women love women. They love women with a passion that women don't even love themselves. Martin loved being a woman. He loved it. He loved it. From putting on the lipstick to the eye makeup. No, we didn't have lace wigs and all that kind of stuff back then. And that's why I think about Martin a lot, because he would have had all that stuff. We'd have found a way. We would have found a way. We'd have hustled up a way. We'd have stepped our pussies up. As the TS medicine is prone to say. But this was the 80s, and it wasn't like that. So every time I would see this, the Queen Supreme Court and TS, I mean, just funny. And just how they work together, the working together. That's what I thought it was. I was like, women and transgender women living in a perfect harmony, because surely transgender women lift us up. I'm just putting it out there. They lift us up. Martin lifted me up. I was a scrunched up little girl that just left the South, got married, had a kid, husband walked out, and Martin came out and he was like, "No, honey, what I see is a runway model." And at the time, oof. So I don't like when they go after transgender women. I don't like when they attack gays either, but that's further down the line. Listen, there's a whole story. I can't just tell it all in one. So I was there for the whole oh, what's that woman's name? From the Parkers. That comedian. Oh, Monique. That whole Monique debacle. I was there for that. And I kept saying, not a big deal, y'all, in my head. Because, I'm just an old woman. I didn't comment too much when I saw them because, you know, really LGBTQ community, when they do writings and stuff like that, and they're so creative and they're so funny, and I'm just like old black woman. So I didn't like post too much when the Queen's Court was on, but I was in my head. I was saying to them, okay, this is nothing. Don't let that Monique thing stop you. Don't let's stop it. I'm like, oh, stop it. Don't let it go on. We can go on. We can cover next show. We're gonna, and then I found out there was no more Queen's Court. I found out through T.S. Madison because that's who I went with. Um, I was shocked, kind of not shocked, because I could see as the show was going along, because I had just gone through it with Martin. You don't know how it is to be close to a transgender woman. It is a beautiful, uplifting experience, honey. Even in their downtime, honey, they still lift you up. Okay? Martin was out there facing all kind. I remember a time I didn't want to cry. Why am I crying? This is supposed to be a good talk. But I guess I'm thinking about Martin. I remember a time I'm out on the porch with the baby, and I hear all this noise towards the corner. And I was maybe 10 houses from the corner, but I could see the corner and the corner store from the brownstone I lived in. And I hear this noise first. I'm wondering what. And then all of a sudden, Martin, I mean, he darts across my peripheral. Like I said, I was like, oh, that's Martin. And then people chasing him. What it just, and I stand up because I have my daughter, so I'm standing up. And Martin gets in, he makes it to his stairs, and he's in the house. And I'm like, what the hell? What is going on? Well, next time I see Martin, and I was like, what the hell happened? I saw you, I just saw you fly through me, and these folks is chasing you. Martin was a little flippant. Well, someone had said something to him, and he could always best them. As I've noticed with the LGBTQ community, especially on here, they know how to come back at you. If you don't have no comeback, don't mess with gays. Don't mess with gays or transgender. No, just say how you doing. I hope you're doing well and keep it moving. If you don't know how to come back, Martin knew how to tear you up. So of course he was coming home and he was switching his way, what he usually do, and he happened to walk past a group of haters, not appreciators. And of course, they say something, he says something, and the next thing you know, Martin said he knew how to run. He knew how to run. The little feet was just but he was back out. He would come and tell me how they used to jump him, how they would, beat him up and stuff like that. But with us two sharing, we was just sharing. We were sharing. Oh, he knew how to walk in heels. I wasn't really that good at walking in heels. And why should I? I didn't have shoes. I mean, I had shoes, but okay. Down south with my grandmother, we don't want to go in that story right now. So I'm looking at T.S. Madison and just the weaves and stuff that they have and how she said, beat my face and just all the stuff. And I always think of Martin when I see it. And I fall in love. So I knew what the situation was with Kaya. On my own experience, please don't sue me. I don't have no money. I'm just talking as a commentary. I watched the whole thing. Big fan of the Queen's Court. Big. I would even, until after it was over, I liked them so much. Okay. I liked them so much that I didn't want to lose Kaya either because I liked Kaya. And I didn't want to lose TS because I love TS. So they kept going through this thing and they kept making you choose. Like if you was in the Kaya camp and she was on YouTube and you responded to something on YouTube and then somebody else saw you, then you can't go back to T.S. Madison because you was over there with Kaya, and and then they forced you to choose. You couldn't do both. I tried, but it's like you had to be in the bushes. You had to hide each one. I was like, you guys are both wonderful. Y'all were like phenomenal together. Together, y'all could have ruled the world. But okay, I like Kaya, but I love TS because TS was like my Martin. TS was my Martin. Is my Martin. Is my Martin. My Martin's passed. TS is alive. So, that was horrible. I cried. It was horrible. I cried when TS cried. I had to stop looking at them. I couldn't because it was just too emotional for me. When they started bashing with Kaya and her camp and something about an alien and Martian, but they started going back and forth and fighting and carrying on. And I was like, whoa, 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 I can't do this. So I kind of zooped out of YouTube. And when I would go on, I would try to find YouTubers who were pro TS because the YouTubers I found that were pro Kaya, they were vicious. Whoa. I mean, I they were slaughtering the community, LGBTQ community. I can't handle it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can understand Kai and them all getting upset. Please don't sue me, y'all. This is just my commentary. I can understand them being upset and I don't know who that space alien woman is. I don't that you can't say her name. Um I didn't know I didn't know all that stuff was going on. So I couldn't be Team Kaya. I couldn't be Camp Kaya. I don't go on the hate thing. if it wasn't the hate gate thing, if it was more like this was my business, we was partners together and we're not partners no more. Sometimes women can work together, sometimes women can't. If it was that type of deal, I could have stuck with Kaya. That would have allowed us to have Kaya and to have TS. But no, we had to choose because that that camp against TS was vicious. I mean vicious. I, so I'm working this up to the whole thing, and it's going to work out perfectly because I'm only going to stay on for an hour, and so I got 15 minutes. So do that whole thing, and I was trying to find YouTubers who sided. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was going through. So I would find some, and if it was Team Kaya, I would go on there and they would start gay bashing too, like, whoa, ho, ho, ho. I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't think I can be. I love you, Kaya. You're funny. Funny, funny, funny. Music, beats, love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, love it. Funny. Um, Wisdom, wise, Kaya, wise, love it, love that girl, love that. Well, no, like a lot, love TS, like a lot. But I couldn't take the community bashing. So I went with TS. So I had to find out what tubers were supporting TS and what were they saying. What were they saying when they supported TS? So I went and I found Timothy Blaine. He was the only one that I could find that broke down that whole Queen's Court thing that I could understand. And what was the breakup? And not one word of bashing Kaya. That's why I picked TS side. They weren't Kaya bashing. They didn't bash Kaya in one way at all. Never. Not that I heard. And I went hopping around. That's why I wanted to be Team Kaya. Because the other side, TS side was like, hey, this was good. They was good. They got along together. This is good. Kaya is good. We love that song with Neck Back, all that. We love that. I was like, yeah, we love that. We can have them both. We can maybe they ain't together. They separate, but we can have them both. And I would go over there to Kai's side, and I was like, yeah, TS side said we can have it both. And Kai's side was like, don't be coming over here with your gay stuff and using that F word and stuff. And I was like, what the hell? I can't side with you. So then the Queen Supreme Court wasn't down for long, just a minute. T.S. Madison brought it back up. But Timothy Blaine, I stuck with. This is his new book. This is Timothy's new book that I have. So I was basically on YouTube for T.S. Madison, for her tea time, her driving around in for RuPaul's production and all that stuff. I was in for TS because she is my Martin. She is my Martin. And had Martin lived, had that virus not swept through the community like that, had they not ignored the LGBTQ community, had they not put all that boogeyman stuff, just horrible boogeyman stuff, that maybe Martin would have still been alive. And I don't understand. To this day, I don't understand. If you feel, I'm 64. Turned 64 what? A couple days ago. Yeah, 26. How you feel on the inside? If that, I don't understand older people not understanding transgender men and women. Clearly, we know better than any transgender in the world. And if you get old, you'll know too that how you feel on the inside and how you look on the outside are two different things. I'm glad I knew that. I knew that at 20. I knew that in my 20, when me and Martin first started hanging out, 21 and a half, 22. I knew that then. I knew that on the inside, Martin was a woman just like me. And we connected. And I know when I looked at him on outside, he was a man. That was okay too. And we connected. So I had to find now Kai and them going through their thing. I'm all discombobulated. TS is going on. She's going on the show. They trying to hook up, and Tiffany came. Tiffany came, and she was the first. Changed the name to the Supreme Court. She got her own music. Love it. I love it. And then Tiffany pulled it through. So that was wonderful. TS was back. But as I said, when they broke up in the interim, I was going through all the YouTubers and I found Timothy Blaine. Now, I have been following and in his chat since the breakup of Kaya and TS, and that's been years ago. And I heard, I hear Blaine talking about the sector. He used to call it the beef sector. I didn't know that the Queen's Court was in the beef sector. I didn't know that. I thought it was just funny, a funny show. I didn't know what they were doing with beefing back and forth with each other or whatever. So, like I said, I got Tim. This is his new book where he's called Murder in the Beef Sector, which is really good. The reason why I got my finger in play is because I'm trying to bring this. It's the big O in me and it's the telephone company in me. I'm trying to, like, I got 8 minutes and stuff. Anyway, so the Queen Supreme Court came back without Kaya, but in its interim with, I found Timothy Blaine. And he would talk about, so now I'm looking at YouTube in a whole different thing. And I've been hearing for years, I call him Blaine talking about different YouTubers. And he kept saying beef sector as in, I didn't get it. I really just didn't get it because I didn't understand what beef sector. Yeah, beefing as a kid. Yeah, you beef back and forth, blah, blah, blah. But somehow I didn't connect the dots. So anyway, I started going with Blaine. And Blaine would introduce me to different things. Like he would be talking about this one that I would never go over to their thing to see. Unless he specifically said, why don't y'all go over and help so-and-so? Then I would go over to see what the heck he was talking about. But other than that, I didn't. He talked about everybody. And I was very upset. I want to say this so I won't forget. I was very upset about the show because me and my daughter was very excited. Like I said, I didn't know anything about the beef sector, but I was excited about seeing all the YouTubers that Blame used to always talk about on his live. I wanted to see them in action. So I was excited when they flew down to Georgia, I think it was. I was excited when Blaine went live and shared everybody's, because remember, I didn't know everybody. But over the years, what made me start? Okay, I got to know everybody when China Doll died. That's when I got into the beef sector. Because I had seen China Doll like for years in the comments or the chat for Blaine. I noticed that I think she used to moderate for him sometimes. So, but right over my head. But somehow when China Doll passed away, R.I.P. China Doll, R.I.P. I was saying to myself, China Doll would have loved the upheaval that her ascending made the beef sector go through. I was all there for it. So then I got to know each one. So I wanted to know who mourned China Doll, who advanced, what was going on. So after, from the China Doll thing, I came out with my favorite tubers, and I wish you would go over there and support them. Um, Deirdre, Class Culture, she's one. Um, Clyde Diva, Clyde Diva. Let me tell you something. Clyde Diva pulled out. Let me tell you how I got to Clyde Diva. When China Doll died, everybody was, oh, China Doll, oh, she wouldn't want this, she wouldn't want this. And China Doll loved YouTube. So in my head, I'm saying, well, from what y'all saying about China Doll, she loved this. What y'all talking about? Hey, thank you. You're welcome. So I'm like, what are they talking about? China Doll would have loved this. So I got my favorite. So Clyde Diva pulled out. This is how Clyde Diva got my attention. Can't say exactly, but it was something like they was blaming Clyde Diva, and Clyde Diva she pulled out something from the left field. I mean, she like snapped my head around. My head snapped around. Oh yes, you love China Doll too. Yes, you're welcome, Deirdre. So that whole thing with China, I know she loved all the pomp and circumstance. Because you guys did her proud. You guys went at each other like crazy. Yes, yes, Deirdre, Clara is cool. So anyway, let me get back. So she made a move. She made a move that sent that whole beef sector spinning. She either said that Tracy was Clyde Diva. Or the whole thing was made up. But whatever it was, she pulled out from the crowd and she stood alone. And I've been following Clyde Diva ever since. Her and Deirdre. So, and then love you, Deirdre. And they pulled. It's like they pulled out her, and I was like, wow. Okay, who are these people? Who's Tracy? Who's this? Who's that? So I started investigating. I'm looking at it hard. I don't think China Doll hasn't been dead for long. Maybe 6 months. Oh, thank you, Deirdre. I'm doing a good job. Thank you. I'm trying to end this with Blaine's book. He has a good section that he wrote in there. Just a little paragraph. And then I found Cookie Monster because for some reason, okay, between Deirdre and Cookie Monster, beef sector went crazy on them. And I was like, I'm following them. That's it. When I have my little change, I throw it there. But I know how to hit that like button. As Clyde said, please hit the like button. I love that lady. I love Deirdre. And then I have Cookie Monster. Cookie Monster. And you remember, Deirdre? They went nuts. Exactly. So, so I was like, so I found Cookie Monster too. I was like, why y'all going after Cookie Monster? I don't know. Nubian Narcissist. Nubian Narcissist abuse. Nubian Narcissist. I see you. They went crazy. I'm like, why are they going crazy? On on they're just doing the same. They're just YouTubers. They're just talking about a situation or something that happened. But they knew how to break away from the crowd, honey. They was carrying a different kind of view. I loved it. So that's when yes. Oh, Deirdre says she is content. I hear you, Deirdre. So then you started saying who's who, and then the show. So then you did, and then Blaine started saying, well, you go look at this one, you go check it. And again, even like with Deirdre now, she said, well, you go check out song. I'm that type of person that if I have a favorite YouTuber and they have a favorite YouTuber and they ask me to go over and support them, I go. I do. I do. I mean, I like them. Oh boy. So, oh, yeah, honey, they talk about you maybe more than Jesus. So, I, oh, you're on the Thanksgiving break. Oh, Deirdre says she's on the Thanksgiving break. So if y'all been looking for Deirdre, yes, enjoy, because you was working hard. I'm telling you, hard working, hard working. Yes, indeed. So then I just started meeting everybody else. I started meeting, oh, everybody, everybody. Uh, some I in the beginning that I liked, I found out that I didn't like them afterwards, but I always come over to YouTube. I only look at my videos on YouTube. I mean, of course, if I'm on TikTok, I look at TikTok videos. If I'm on YouTube, I look at YouTube videos. And so, okay, so now I got Blaine. And I'm going around to all these things for quite some time. And I'm also doing my own. I do a show where I walk for a half hour in the morning. So I'm doing my show. I don't. I couldn't fit in these folks' lanes. I don't see an exercise show in the black beef sector. I'm not saying it's there. I said I don't see it. And it could be. I've seen others for younger people. I've seen the group exercises for young people. Excuse me, 30 something, 40 something, but I have not seen for my age. Um, I walk on a treadmill, excuse me, I walk on a treadmill every morning except Sundays at 7 a.m. I upload it to YouTube before 9, but I'm live on Facebook. So, but I'm on the YouTube street now. That's what I call on the YouTube streets. Um, and I'm trying to find out what's going on. I'm following Blaine now because I hand it off from T.S. Madison. I went back. I would always look at her live. See, T.S. was Maddie in the morning, so it wasn't a Queen Supreme Court anymore. It was Maddie in the morning. So I stuck with Blaine because Blaine, to me, seemed to be more out in the YouTube streets than Maddie. So Blaine has a new book, and it's called Murder in the Beef Sector, and I'm reading it. But I just want to read you this part. I didn't mean to stay so long. I was going to wrap up before it, but I wanted to read this to you because I had to bend it over because I was wondering what lane do I fit in. I'm not a beefer. Even as a child, when they used to do like the Dirty Dozens, when they used to say, "Oh, your mama's so fat, she," or "Your mama's so stupid, she," that stuff would upset me and I would cry. So I'm not that type of person. I don't like talking bad or against people because, like my coworkers, I'm not angry at my coworkers. It's the management that's doing the F shit. Okay. So I go after management. Whatever that person's doing, you're behind it. And so that's how I look at certain. So I'm not going to attack you. I'm going to attack, I'm not going to, I'll attack Facebook. I'm not going to attack a Facebooker. Because that means Facebook is letting you get away with some shit. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the way I feel. So I can go in the beef sector. So I'm looking at the black sector, and you got with your Willie D, you got your Tasha K, um, Nosy Ho, which I loved until she started a war and did not have her fort secured. She started a war and she didn't secure her fort. So when she got attacked back, they knocked her into another social media arena. Now, to me, she should have seen that coming. I saw it coming. And I was trying to wonder, other than the obvious backups that you have on YouTube, you have to have some serious secret backup that even the people that you're attacking don't know about. See, that's part of attacking. You don't let, when you attack, you don't let the people you're attacking know how much armor you have, how many tunnels you done dug to hide in. You don't do that. But Nosy Ho, she attacked with vigor. I was there for it. I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But in my head, I knew she had some kind of fail safe. And she didn't. So now she's over there on sketches, doing really good. Doing really good. Anyway, so Blaine wrote this book, and I'm not going to read all of it. And what do I call this for? Commentary use, just for commentary use. It was a good question. This is page 41, top of the page. It was a good question. Why did tubers who claim to despise each other continue to watch each other's channels? I ask that questions all the time. Why was there even a need for an ongoing beef sector? I gotta tell you something. The beef sector do know how to beef. Now, I can't curse people out, but the beef sector, they know how to cuss you out. One reason was obvious enough. These people needed content. Sure, many of them reviewed reality shows and other TV shows. They gave a little commentary about current events, especially if it involved Black people in any way. But anyone observing could plainly see that this sector's bread and butter was following and giving commentary on each other. It was like they deliberately sought out people they didn't like or disagreed with on almost everything and then made these people their content. It might have been a sustainable form of social media entertainment if it wasn't for the doxing, which made it all a lot more serious than it had to be. Blaine, loving the book, but I had to put a tack in that one because I don't understand. So I don't know where I fit. My exercise thing that I do in the morning, that I upload before 9, I do it Monday through Saturday. But we just exercise. Sometimes I talk. Sometimes I put my headsets on and we just work out. Sometimes, that's it. I all the time I do the weight thing. I mean, you can check it out. It's on this YouTube channel. So I don't fit anywhere there. I'm using this time to talk about my love affair as a young single mother with a transgender woman, and how at this time of my life at 64, if I were to have another relationship, I want it to be with a transgender woman. I know transgender women love being women. And I have to tell you before I go, Martin was not my only transgender friend. And when I come back next time, I'll tell you I had a transgender boss that was the bomb. And when we come back, I'm going to tell you that there's a big difference between transgender men and women. To me, there's a big difference to me between transgender men and women and just being gay. Seem like one is committed and the other not. I'll just tell you my experiences with it. So I didn't mean to stay so long. Um, like I said, Blaine's book is good. I mean, it's a fiction. It's a work of fiction, but just that part. That's the beef sector. They hate they hate and but they hate but they love. And I you got to be in it to understand it. They hate, they love because it's more clicks and likes. And that's what it's about. It's about clicks and likes. So I want to thank you so much for giving me your Sunday time. Thank you so much for hearing my. Sorry for being such a Debbie Downer, but I've never shared the thing about me and Martin because I had no one to share it with. Because when you go around talking about your relationship, hey, thanks for the love. Thanks for love. I never opened up about it, and now I am, and it's emotional for me because I'm remembering the love, you know? Well, anyway, that's it for me. Thank you so much, Deirdre. Y'all go to Deirdre's channel on the Class with a K Culture, or I just put in Deirdre. I just put in your name. I put in Deirdre and it goes straight to you. I imagine that there's not a lot of Deirdres out there. But I don't have a community board yet, Deirdre. Okay. Hashtag class culture. KLASSCU. Okay, you have to pick. Oh, I have to pick it. I have to pick an emoji. Oh, Deirdre, I don't know about all this stuff. I'm just glad you helped talk me into going live. I gotta take baby steps, baby steps. Y'all are pros. Y'all are pros. And listen, I tell everybody, okay, well, can I email you about it? Thanks. All right, guys, I'm gonna go get me something to eat because I haven't eaten yet. And I want to thank you again. And remember, when y'all see me in gray and stuff like that, okay, thanks, Deirdre. Thanks. Okay, yeah, Deirdre Helena Wells. I can't pronounce your last name, Deirdre. Just put that in, Deirdre Helena Wells. Everything else will come up behind it. And check out especially Class Culture. And she has a lot of things. Was it Thirsty AF Thursdays? She has fashion, do it yourself. Oh, that's for me, Jetkovic. Deirdre. I have to go get me something to eat. And I thank you so much. Thank you, Deirdre. Thank you, Clyde. That's Clyde Diva 6 CLY Diva 63. Very sexy, very classy lady. Um, I enjoy listening to her. That's how you feel. Oh, Jetkovic. Deirdre Helene Wells Jetkovic. Yes. Thank you so much. Y'all look her up. Clyde Diva. CLY. CLY. DIVA. 6, 3, and consciousness. And enjoy. Enjoy. Thank you so much for coming with me and listening to my Martin story. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. I think I'll be back on Thursday morning about the same time. Thank you for your love and your support. And I'll catch you next time. See ya.